Well, let's clear something up. You know those movies with the lone brooding samurai? That's not me. My name's Kenji. I'm a samurai, but my biggest battle last week was with a stubborn radish. The radish won. Forget epic duels. My life is more paperwork than swordplay. Most samurai? We're middle managers, not action heroes. My grandfather's legacy? Beautifully written tax notices. If you're here for legendary duels, you're in the wrong place. But if you want the real samurai life, the awkward, the mundane, the rice-stained, stick around. I'll tell you about surviving on a meager rice stipend, tripping over my own sandals, and the drama of expense reports. My nemesis isn't a rival warlord. It's Tanaka from finance, who questions every new ink brush I buy. The drama is real, just with more passive-aggressive notes than sword fights. So, welcome to my world. Less, more. It's not glamorous, but it's real. Stick around. I promise it's at least as entertaining as watching paint dry, just with more rice. And maybe slightly better hats. My day doesn't start with sword training. It starts with a rooster and a sore back from weeding. As a low-ranking samurai, my fief is a glorified vegetable patch. My sword's rusty, but my hoe is sharp. After a simple breakfast, I head to the magistrate's office, where I'm an administrator, not a warrior. My job? Paperwork. Land deeds, tax payments, and mediating chicken disputes. Yesterday, I wrote a report about a disrespectful scarecrow. Seriously, lunch is rice. Maybe fish if I'm lucky. Then, more paperwork. Sometimes, we sit through endless meetings about loyalty and discipline. I try not to fall asleep. By sunset, I'm home for a simple dinner with my family. We talk about soybeans and my son's homework. Occasionally, I practice sword forms in the yard. Mostly so the neighbors remember I'm a samurai. But mostly I'm just tired. My life? A job, a family, and a mortgage paid in rice. The only thing I'm fighting is the urge to go to bed before dark. It's humble, but it's mine. And honestly, that's enough. Bushido, the legendary code of honor. Sounds great, right? In reality, it's complicated. We learned about loyalty and bravery, but daily life was about survival. The real code? Don't get fired. Always agree with your boss. Laugh at his jokes. Never borrow money from a merchant. We were supposed to be above money, but we obsessed over it because we had so little. Appearances mattered. Silk kimonos patched inside, fancy tea ceremonies followed by a week of rice gruel. It's like posting vacation photos online but hiding the credit card bill. Did we abandon Bushido? No. Loyalty and duty were drilled into us. But the heroic version? That was for legends. For us, honor meant paying bills and keeping the family name respectable. My biggest test wasn't on a battlefield. It was making sure my family didn't go hungry. That's the real Bushido. The katana, soul of the samurai, right? Mine's a family heirloom, but mostly it's a sharp accessory. During the peaceful Edo period, most samurai never saw battle. We wore swords as status symbols, not weapons. The law said only samurai could wear 2 swords. It was like a fancy ID badge. In reality, my swords mostly get in the way when I sit down. On real battlefields, the bow and spear did the work. The sword was a last resort. But the katana got all the glory. I practice in my yard, part tradition, part workout, mostly for show. It's more like a hobby than preparation for combat. My neighbors probably think I'm pretending to be a great warrior. They're not wrong. My sword is my soul, but it spends most of its time on a rack by the door. Still, it connects me to my ancestors, even if it's just for show. Let's talk style. You picture samurai in armor, but we only wore that for battle or ceremonies. Daily wear, kimono and obi. Silk if you're rich, cotton or hemp if you're me. Wide sleeves were practical, unless you dip them in ink. The top knot was our signature look. It took effort, mostly for fashion, not helmets. Food, forget banquets. Our meals were rice, vegetables, tofu, and sometimes fish. Meat was rare. Meals were about fuel, not feasting. For fun, we played or practiced calligraphy or wrote poetry. Sometimes we saw or theater. Most free time was spent repairing the house or helping the community. It was a quiet, structured life. Not boring, just low-key. Definitely not a night out in Tokyo. Society was a pyramid. Emperor and shogun at the top, then samurai, then everyone else. But even among samurai there was a pyramid. High-ranking samurai had power. The rest of us just got by. Merchants were often richer than us, which made things awkward. We were supposed to look down on them, but sometimes we had to borrow money. Advancement? Forget it. If you were born low-ranking, you stayed there. No promotions, no climbing the ladder. I could be the best administrator, but I'd never outrank someone born higher. Some samurai became, others turned to arts or scholarship. Most of us just did our duty, focused on family and community. We were the cogs that kept things running. Not the drivers, but essential all the same. That was our place. So, does my mediocre samurai life sound disappointing? Maybe. More paperwork than swordplay, more radishes than riches. But maybe that's the point. The samurai legacy isn't just about heroes. It's about the millions who kept the peace. We were the glue that held society together. Administrators, teachers, and public servants. That spirit still runs deep in Japan today. My life isn't a blockbuster, but it has quiet dignity. I have a family, a community, and a purpose. Maybe true honor is about doing your job, no matter how humble. It's the heroism of the everyday. So next time you see a samurai movie, remember Kenji, the guy fighting weeds, not warlords. The battle never ends.